Well, if you're a hardcore fan of our program, you probably missed the big hockey game last night because you were watching the show. In case you were enjoying it, this is how the game ended.
And the series is on, folks.
Yeah, Montreal fans are in hockey heaven. The Habs Back from the Dead Tour 2010 continued last night. Habs, of course, beat the Flyers 5-1, their first win of the series after two painful shutouts. Habs are hoping to build on that momentum tomorrow afternoon for Game 4, again, in Montreal. Now, many of us Hab fans are beginning to think, you know, it's starting to feel a lot like '93. That was the last year Montreal won the Stanley Cup, the last time a Canadian team, for that matter, won the Cup. You know, someone should make a song about that.
It's meant to be, isn't it like '93? With fading hands we hold it high and raise number 25 to the sky. I believe right in the mix, and it isn't it like '86? With fading hands we hold it high and raise number 25 to the sky.
That's hip-hop artist Annakin, a Habs super fan, and he joins us now from Montreal. I got to tell you, I showed the video to my son. I've got a 12-year-old son who actually has a Habs logo, I will say, painted on the roof of on the ceiling of his bedroom. I showed that video to him, and you got the ultimate endorsement. He looked at it and said, "Sick." So that's got to be a good thing. Tell me about your own introduction into becoming a Habs fan, your own story. When did you get the bug for the Habs?
Well, I think here in Montreal, it's kind of in the blood, you know. I mean, my father was a big Habs fan, and his father was a Habs fan, and you know, it's funny. He kind of makes fun of us now because he's like, you know, when we were kids, we used to have a parade every year. You know, what do you guys have now? So, you know, and you know, his father was probably a big fan when the Rocket was around, and you know, so it's kind of hereditary here.
Yeah, well, and it's great because your song really draws on that history and the heritage, which, of course, you know, so many Montrealers are proud of. So tell us what it was that inspired you to actually put your heritage and put your love into a song.
Well, you know, when it was 2008 when I first wrote the song and released it, and that was the year that we won the conference final. We got ousted from the playoff pretty quick by these same Flyers, so we're hoping to get revenge this year. And then right around the centennial year, I actually did a French version of the song. So around that time, there was the Canadians were really part of us, and it's still continuing now. And it really started to boom at that point. So I decided, you know, as an artist, one of the things that you have to do is be in touch with what the people feel and try to put their feelings into words. And that's what I tried to do with the song Feels Like '93. And it happens this year that it actually does feel a lot like '93. So I think that's why the song has really struck a particular chord.
And what do you see in terms of that feeling of '93? What are the parallels?
Well, it's the underdog aspect, because in '93, I think they finished 4th in the conference. And there wasn't much hope that they were going to do anything, and they had a lot of like grinding guys like Carbonneau and Muller and guys like that who really showed up during the playoffs, and they surprised the whole hockey nation and took the cup that year. And of course the goalie aspect, with Halak being kind of like a reincarnation of Roy right now. So I think the parallels are there, and we've surprised everybody.
I like you mentioned that you've done the song in French and English, and there was a study done about how hockey is becoming the great unifier in this country for new Canadians, for immigrants coming in. But it's also a fact in Montreal too, as growing up there, that yeah, there's some French and English battles that we all grew up with, but when it comes time to hockey, there's no dispute. There is no division. I mean, that is something that brings us all together, and you must be experiencing that too.
It really does. I mean, from both languages, from both sides, French and English, because I'm an Anglophone Quebecer. So, but I haven't even received the remotest bad feelings from the French side. And of course, once I did do the French song, there was nothing but an outpouring of love and just. You know, everybody knew I was an Anglo because I rap. I sound like an Anglo. I mean, there's no kidding it. And nobody, you know, thought that was a negative thing. And, you know, just like last night when you heard the national anthem and it was sung in French and English perfectly, and it seemed like there was a complete unifying thing. I think 15 years ago you may not have seen that, and now it's really starting to bring people together here.
Indeed. Well, let's hope that we can harness that energy take us right to the finals. As we've got to get through these Flyers first. Thanks for talking to us
I like
tonight.
that you say us.
Us.
I like that you say us, yeah.
Yeah, it's us. It's us. Trust me, it's us. I'm with you on this one. You don't have to convince me on that one. Enjoy the game tomorrow, and thanks for talking to us tonight.
Thank you, Mark.
And if you'd like to watch the entire video for the song Feels Like 93, go to our website. We've posted the video on our blog at cbc.ca/connect.